Welcome to Kaya Control. Hope you're excited to get the beautiful Church of Athos control deck going. Yeah, I opened up like 3 copies of Kaya, opening some packs. I was like, well, all right, let's throw together a Kaya deck, and here we are. I really enjoyed it too. It's actually a pretty fun deck to pilot. And yeah, let's go and jump into the deck tech. So, here at the Church of Athos, we have some wonderful evil angels here in the church. We love demons and angels alongside each other. As far as some of the threats for the deck, we're running Spawn of Mayhem and Seraph of Scales. Both of these creatures, doing what mid-range creatures want to do, get them down, be a threat for our opponent, be one of those creatures to where deal with us now or we're going to close the game out for us, and that's definitely what the church wants to see. Outside of Spawn of Mayhem, we're also running Angel of Grace and Doom Whisper. These pair up so well together. Let's say that we get down Angel of Grace, and it's flash and flying, then it goes to the graveyard. We can go for that 6 mana activation to make sure that our life total becomes 10. Now, the cool thing about this interaction is, let's say that we get down Doom Whisper. We can be really aggressive with our surveils and kind of get our life total down all the way down to 1. Then we can use that 6 mana activation out of the graveyard with Angel of Grace to put our life total back up to 10. And then Doom Whisper is super happy with all those extra hands because we get to dig deeper into the library. I think I counted one time, there's like 13 hands. So that's how he uses it to dig into the library. And it's really creepy if you stop and think about it. So let's move on to the next one. We're running Kaya. Of course, it's Kaya Control. So we've got 3 copies of Kaya in here, or 2 depending on what sort of build I end up going for after the gameplay. But the cool thing about Kaya is we running a ton of removal in here. We go for that +1 exile our opponent's cards from our opponent's graveyard. There's a lot of times where we end up with Kaya that if we've got a good board wipe going, we've got some good spot removal going, we get Kaya to where she's at a 10 almost. We do a lot of exiling. Those 2 cards per turn really does make a huge difference. And there's a lot of times between your mid-range threats, your angels and your demons, you can go for that -5 and ping your opponent for 10 life or something like that, and that'll close the game out. This deck is really grindy. This is definitely one of those games to where, don't expect it to be over super quick. This is what I consider the pure definition of a mid-range game. Just getting down some sort of threat, kill everything on the battlefield except for your 1 demon, and the swing in 3 turns later to win the game. So, outside of Kaya, we are running Ravaged Chupacabra. Once again, just kind of a nice 2-for-1. We get a threat on the battlefield. We can deal with whatever sort of threat our opponent gets down. And, it's cool running a Chupacabra in a deck. Now, outside of that, we have some good stuff in here. Cards that just kind of give us some extra value. We have Tide Taker. In our control matchups, we're going to be able to get this down and kind of make a little bit of a higher cost on our opponent's spells during our turn. And then the activated ability is going to cost 1 more. We're also running War Leader in here, and I love this card in this deck. We're running a lot of board wipes, like I've mentioned. We go for the lower, get down the War Leader. We're going to get those 2 cat tokens on the battlefield with Lifelink. And it may seem kind of weird to be running in this deck, but there's a lot of times that once we clear the way, we just need to get as many creatures on the battlefield as quickly as possible, and having some sort of amplifying creature like War Leader is a wonderful way to do that. So, and especially that lifelink, that really does help in your aggro matchups, your burn matchups, but going for a board wipe and following up with War Leader, that's a good feeling, and I absolutely love it. Now, speaking of board wipes and board control, we're running Kaya's Wrath in here. We are in black-white, so Kaya's Wrath is really not that hard to be running in this deck. In fact, it feels absolutely natural. And of course, Settle the Wreckage. This is going to be a great way, once again, to make sure we have some sort of one-sided board wipe. Let's say we do have one of our angels down. We have Doom Whisper. They're trying to swing in. We can use this Settle the Wreckage to make sure that we have their side of the battlefield is clear for us to swing in to close the game out. And it's always nice. Now, as far as some of our card advantage, we are running Discovery in here. We don't have a way to go for Dispersal. If you want to splash for blue, you certainly can. But basically, Discovery is just going to be the card draw source for the deck. We need to be able to surveil for 2 and then find an answer as quickly as possible. So, this is one of those cards we see in our opening hand, we see it mid-game, we see it late game. You're pretty much always happy to see that discovery part of the card, and you just want to dig a little bit deeper into your library as quickly as possible. Now, moving on to the spot removal. We've covered board wipes. Spot removal, running Restless Contempt is going to keep the Planeswalkers in check and gain some life. And then Mortify. There's a ton of the gate decks running around, so you can go for Mortify to destroy those guild summits. You can use it to destroy a creature, their rams, whatever. Just having some sort of multi-purpose card in multiple copies like Mortify really kind of keeps your game plan open, and especially being able to cut some of the gates card advantage off, because you definitely want to stop that. And as far as some of the other spot removal, we are running Moment of Craving and Cast Down. Pretty self-explanatory. Kind of playing around with that Moment of Craving as far as -2/-2, but I'll tell this, it does feel good in those mono red matchups. If they get down the Shaman that deals 2 damage, it enters the battlefield, go for that Moment of Craving. You can negate the creature and then gain that life gain. Feels pretty good. But that's going to be it for the deck tech. There's nothing too crazy. This is pretty much just straight black-white control. Get down mid-range threat, clear the way with spot removal. And then if you can win with Kaya, thumbs up, go for that. But stick around, I've got some awesome gameplay videos up for you next. Welcome to Kaya Control. Hope you're excited for board wipes and spot removal, some angels, some demons, some kitty cats. As far as our opening, yeah, we got cats in here. As far as our opening hand goes, yeah, we'll keep on this one. I like this. We got Discovery to dig a little bit deeper. We've got double Kaya's Wrath, which is just going to be a wonderful way for us to play against Lieutenant Beefheart. There's a short path in my head to laughing when somebody's got a goofy Magic Online name, and just always Lieutenant Beefheart. Anyway, but yeah, we got some good stuff in the hand. We got double board wipes. We're going to be able to lead off with Forsaken Sanctuary, which will put us on for a pretty quick discovery. And hopefully we can get out from the silver rank. I've been stuck in the silver rank for a minute now. But that's kind of one of the downsides to trying to grind the ladder. And when you're playing a bunch of different decks to record with, is that sometimes you just, you're building different things, having fun with different decks, and then, you're not playing the most optimal deck sometimes. So, but it's still fun trying to grind up the ladder. So let's go for Discovery. We're going to get the Disco going, Surveil for 2, then draw a card. 1, 2, 3. Let's put Swamp on the bottom. We'll definitely leave Isolated Chapel on top, because that'll be the 5th mana for Doom Whisper. And then next turn we can lead off with Forsaken Sanctuary. That'll come into play tapped, and then we'll be able to play our lands all the way up to Doom Whisper and have some fun. Now, we do see Mountain from our opponent, so we're either playing against Izzet or playing against some sort of mono-red. Yep, playing against Izzet again. So hopefully we can be successful this time. Let's get down. Yeah, nothing else to do. We'll get down Forsaken Sanctuary, then just kick it back over to our opponent. We'll see what they have. Might be going for an Anticipate right. Nope, never mind. I thought they were casting a spell. But yeah, we've got the... Ooh. Like that. I need to figure out how I can hand select my islands. That would be a lot of fun. And I guess we're playing against, Izzet Pirates? Want to say that as a battlefield? All right. This should be fun. It'll be interesting. Thankfully, we've got double board wipes. If we're playing against Izzet Pirates, then we can definitely make some, Spawn of Mayhem. Oh, yeah. Now... we got double Kaya's Wrath. Yeah, that's fine. Let's go for Spawn of Mayhem. Get down a 4/4. That'll be a nice threat in the air. We can start swinging in. It'll be a good kind of spot removal test for our opponent to see. Oh, look at that animation. I love it. And then we'll kick it back over there. So we'll see if we're playing against some sort of weird treasure deck. Oh, no. Anyway, but yeah, Spawn of Mayhem. I'm in love with this card. When I got into Magic, I got in during Return to Ravnica. And that was, what was his name? I can see him. The Desecration Demon. Desecration Demon just made me just fall. It's like you get a 4/4 with a 6/6 with trample and fly. I was like, this is busted. I was like, they can sack a creature, sure, but this is nice. And so, yeah, Desecration Demon really kind of sold me on demons when I first got in there. So when I saw Spawn of Mayhem being printed, I was like, oh yeah, sign me up. You can get a 4/4 flyer for 3. That sounds like a wonderful plan. All right, so our opponent's going to lead off with Cackling Drake and Sailor of Means. So I guess at this point, kind of like getting in for 4, and then we might end up going for Kaya's Wrath if we want to. That will be 1 damage up top. Ooh, and then Moment of Craving. Okay, so let's get down Swamp. Let's go and push in with Spawn of Mayhem. So now there's a couple different things we can do with Spawn of Mayhem. So we're going to be able to swing in for 4. If they block with Cackling Drake, we don't really have to worry about Cackling Drake getting any sort of power toughness. So we're at least going to get in for 4. Knock them down to 15. I'm trying to figure out if we want a Kaya's Wrath or not. Because what we can do is we can go for Cry. That'll all creatures get -2/-2. That'll get rid of Drake, and then we go for Moment of Craving on the Drake, too, while they're tapped out. I think I kind of like that, because that does maintain our threat in the air. Yeah, let's do that. And then also be able to exile Cackling Drake. So let's go for Cry. That's going to pit Sailor. He's still going to be able to stick around the battlefield, but at this point right now, just simply a 1/4 on the ground against a bunch of flyers with trample is kind of the last thing you really want to be doing. So this is kind of a 2-for-1 for our opponent, but at this point right now, it's going to clear the way for Spawn of Mayhem to keep swinging in and keep dealing that damage. Then if they do get down something a little bit nutty, we can at least still... oh, do they have the hexproof? Oh, dive down, busted. Yeah, we should have played around that. Good play by our opponent. Nice. Yeah. It always feels good to get plays like that. So now that was definitely a line of play that was definitely worth going for it to try and protect Spawn of Mayhem. So at this point right now, hopefully maybe our opponent does get down another red source. That way they can kind of extend into getting down another Drake or the Enigma Drake down. And once that does happen, we can end up going for Kaya's Wrath and just really kind of cleaning it up. But we'll probably still end up going for Kaya's Wrath just to kind of get rid of that Cackling Drake because we want to be able to get down Doom Whisperer. Okay, so we got the whole crew swinging in. We got Cackling Drake as a 2/4, and then Sailor, he's getting frisky going into the red zone too. I always enjoy like this is the big dude in the background. They're going to knock us down to 2, and that'll put us at 13. Yeah, I think this would be a good opportunity to go for Kaya's Wrath. So let's go and push him for 4 because they certainly cleared the way for us to swing in. That'll knock them down to 10. Now, if they've got a counterspell, they've got it. They've only got 2 mana, so we're really looking at like Quench, and then even then on Quench, we've got 2 mana. So hopefully this Kaya's Wrath should stick. We should get an extra life gain from it. And, they're going to have Negate. Okay, so they do have Negate. That does put them in swinging for 5 next turn, puts us down to 7. So we at least have another option to go for Kaya's Wrath. And if they end up swinging it with the whole crew, I mean, I could certainly see them going for that attack, because that would be a really good way to get our life total down. And they're just going to be pumping up Cackling Drake. But at least next turn, if they do end up swinging in with Cackling Drake, that'll make Spawn of Mayhem a 5/5 once we get that damage going. And that'll be a good way to kind of get their life total down halfway. Yeah, I need to start picking out some of my basics. Beacon Bolt, or they can just go for Beacon Bolt. Now, they've got 2 cards left in the hand. So that is something we definitely need to keep on shock up top, okay. And that's going to be 8. Okay, so now we can freely go for this Kaya's Wrath, which is going to feel pretty good. Yeah, I think we need to deal with that, because we can use Mortify, some spot removal. So we're going to go for Kaya's Wrath. That's going to put us down to 2. Now, we are dead. Like, DEAD. Dead to a bolt. Oh, okay, Enigma Drake. Phew, that was close. And then we don't have the mana for Mortify. Ooh, War Leader. All right, so we basically have to go for Mortify on War Leader. I mean, on Enigma Drake. Okay, that's going to take care of that. We can get down War Leader. It puts us in this position to where we can get down War Leader and then potentially get these lifelink creatures down. I think at this point we go Doom Whisperer to kind of force the action on Beacon Bolt. And we're not going to be surveilling. As much as I love paying life to draw cards, we're not going to be surveilling at this point right now. Yeah, they're basically going to have to go for Beacon Bolt on Doom Whisperer. That's going to kind of chew up a lot of their mana for the turn, unless they draw into a Bolt. But we probably would have seen it by now. And then hopefully with the War Leader, all right, yeah, that's going to be Doom Whisperer. Yeah, that's fine. No responses to that. We're not going to pay our last 2 life. We could if we wanted to, but that does not sound that enticing. So let's get down the War Leader. If we just get this to stick, that's really good. All right. Now, one of the reasons why I'm running War Leader in here is, and I'm so worried about it, just a shock to the face. With War Leader, it's, there's a lot of board wipes that we have in here. So once we get a lot of these board wipes out of the way, we clear the board. We want to be able to deal as much damage to our opponent as possible. We are playing a control deck, but it's kind of more of a mid-range control deck. And once we start swinging in and get that life gain, okay, get nervous. No bolts, no shocks. I mean, we got a chance if we get down the War Leader with lifelink, because those are going to be tapped and attacking. Oh, come on. Okay, Steam Vents. Cackling Drake, all right. So at this point right now, we've got Ravenous Chupacabra, and they're tapped out. That is and then Angel of Grace. Okay, so let's go Ravenous Chupacabra. Yeah, because we need to destroy the Cackling Drake. We need to build up some sort of board state. Okay, this is, feeling a lot better now. I can breathe. We're going to send in the War Leader. It's going to give us a few more cats. So knock them down to 2 and put us up to 4. So at this point right now, we've got an entire crew that's going to swing across. We're going to deal with all these creatures on the battlefield. And even then, we still got Angel of Grace. Lava Coil, okay. But that's still going to be, they still need to get down. A little too late on that shock. Oh, that is a bummer. Oh, lucky for us, but I will certainly take that. So you can see what we're trying to do with Kaya Control. We're just basically keep all the creatures off the battlefield, get lucky and not get hit by a shock when you're at 2 life and get in some last minute damage. That is a magic game right there. So anyways, I'll see you in the next game. Bye. Welcome to Kaya Control. or Orzhov control, whatever you want to call it. As far as opening hand goes, yeah, I like it. We got Cry, we got Settle the Wreckage, Moment of Craving. Yes, we'll keep on this one. This is really nice opening hand. Only thing that'd make it better is if we had some sort of Vidkaya. That'd be pretty fun, but I like what we got going on. Let's lead off with Swamp, and then anything else, we'll go and kick it back over to our opponent. Now, basically, yeah, this deck, it's been a lot of fun. You know, it's a lot of fun to get down Kaya and try to jam out a ultimate win. It is a very slow win, but it's a lot of fun. I like it. And we do see a mountain from our opponent, so if we're playing against mono red, I think I'll enjoy this. We're going to have the Moment of Craving that's going to allow us to gain a little bit extra life, but it looks like we're just playing against straight up control, so... Not control, excuse me. Playing against Izzet. Let's get down Swamp. Yeah, get down Swamp, and then we'll just go and pass turn on to our opponent. We do have some card draw in here. We have the, can't remember what it's called, but it's the 2-mana Surveil, which does allow us to kind of start digging a little bit deeper in our library, find some sort of answer. But outside of that, we're just looking to get down Ravenous Chupacabra, get down Doom Whisperer, get down the Angel, and just start being a pretty good threat on our opponent. I think, yeah, we go for Moment of Craving on Salamander over there. That's going to be good. That's going to give us some life gain. Yeah, I like that. That'll be a good option for us to take care of it. There we go, Discovery. Let's try to think of the name of it. Let's go ahead and go for Discovery. Let's get the Surveil for 2, then draw a card. And we're just going to be digging into our library. Tide Taker, Forsaken Sanctuary. I think we're okay with just dumping both of these. Yeah, we need to be able to get some sort of threat. All right, run into a Swamp. That's okay. And then let's get the Swamp down for the turn, and then we'll go and pass the turn. So if we are playing against some sort of Izzet, Drake deck, Izzet Flyer deck, we do have Cry, which is not going to be super great. Most of those creatures have the toughness of 4. But if we're going to get a few more Salamanders down, we can at least use Cry as a way to kind of exile some of those creatures. All right, draw to Mortify. Let's go for Swamp. The good thing about this deck is, it is an Orzhov deck. We are stuck on 1 planes, but it still allows us to functionally basically cast everything out of our hands. So even if they do get another creature, we've got a ton of removal. And basically what we want to do is just clear the board, get down Doom Whisperer, and then start going to town. So to get down that, do we want to end up going for Cast Down? I think I kind of like Ravenous Chupacabra. Yeah, let's do that. So we got Ravenous Chupacabra. We can get down Ravenous Chupacabra. That'll give us some sort of kind of threat on the battlefield, and then we'll be able to deal with this Salamander, Slippery Salamander over here. And if they've got a counterspell, they'll definitely probably get it out. But if not, we'll definitely get some sort of clock on the battlefield, and then still keep us completely open for any sort of spot removal that we have in our hand. Now, we do need to find a second plane source. We are sitting at 1 planes right now, and that will completely cut us off of... Angel of Grace and Settle the Wreckage. But we're still on for Mortify and Cast Down. Well, there we go. True into it. Let's go ahead and shock this one in. We're going to pay 2 live, and then we'll go and pass the turn to our opponent. Now, we can try to flash in Angel of Grace on our opponent's turn, and I think I kind of like going for that, because when you're playing this, you're not really necessarily playing like a blue-based control deck. If you're playing Orzhov control, you still want to be somewhat aggressive. It's almost kind of like a mid-range control deck. You want to be able to get down Angel of Grace and really kind of start pressuring your opponent and just use the ton of removal that you do have to basically just clear the way for your Angel of Grace. That's kind of one of the reasons why we're running, not running blue in here, is because we're not really wanting to kind of sit back. We really want to be kind of basically in our opponent's face as much as possible. That's what we want to do. Okay, so let's go and flash in Angel of Grace. I mean, I've been so happy with Angel of Grace. This has been a really good card. Okay, and then Forsaken Sanctuary. So that's going to come into play tapped. Yeah, let's go and get that down. And I guess technically we could go for Cry if we wanted to. Yeah, let's just go for Cast Down on Salamander. Yeah, that's fine. So we're going to go for Cast Down. That way we can just clear the way for Angel of Grace. We've got a 4-turn clock at this point right now, and I like that. So let's swing it with Angel of Grace. Swinging in for a 5-4. That's going to put them down to 15, and that still keeps us open for Mortify. So if they do get down another threat on the battlefield, at least we can kind of keep the way clear. Lava Coil. Okay, and that will definitely exile it instead, which is going to keep us off of that activity. Yep, that's fine. That's definitely a good way to deal with Angel of Grace. So it's going to go to the exile zone. She's been a bad angel. And then we'll see if we can't hopefully run into Doom Whisperer sometime soon to get in a little bit more card draw. Okay, so we run into Kaya's Wrath, and we're just going to go and pass the turn. So if our opponent does finally build up a board state, we are set. We've got Kaya's Wrath, we've got Mortify, we've got Cry, and then once we find Doom Whisper, then we can start having some fun. Now, one of the fun things about this deck is that I'm pretty sure we've got Vitalize in here where we can draw a card. But with Doom Whisper, there's a pretty cool little interaction. Yeah, they're going to go for Drake. That's 100% sounds good. Now, that is a 5/4. I mean, excuse me, a 6/4. Do we want to go and go for... Yeah, we'll go and go for Mortify. Now, they did have Beacon Bolt too, so that's something we have to keep in mind as far as them targeting one of our threats. We draw into Plains. Let's go and get down Plains, and then we'll go and pass the turn. But there's a pretty cool interaction with Angel of Grace. It goes into the graveyard, and then for 6 mana, we can exile it and have our life total become 10. There's been a couple games where we get down Doom Whisper. We're pretty aggressive with Doom Whisper, and then we can use Angel of Grace to kind of reset on some card draw. And, oh, man, that feels good. I really enjoy it. All right, so we're going to be forced into going for Kaya's Wrath next turn. Angel of Grace, there we go. And that's going to be 1 mana short, unfortunately, of flashing an Angel. But we're going to go for a Settle. So we're going for Settle the Wreckage. And that's still going to, either way, we're still stuck on 8 mana for flashing in Angel of Grace. So I guess at this point, you know, cashing in Cackling Drake for just 1 land is, I feel like it's a perfectly fine move for us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we've got 8. Yeah, I think we're okay with that. So we'll just simply just leave up Settle the Wreckage, see if they kind of want to play into it. And then we can still flash an Angel of Grace, too. So we do have to watch out for a counterspell, though. But if we end up going for Settle the Wreckage and they have a counterspell, then that really kind of clears the way for Kaya's Wrath. So, and we can take a 6 hit at this point right now. So that's going to be 6. It's going to put us down to 14. And then we'll see when, hopefully, you know, maybe if they get a few more... Oh, dang, I meant to go for Settle the Wreckage. I was doing some math in my head. So we'll just end up flashing in Angel of Grace. Sorry about that. I was just kind of like anticipating what we're going to do, and then I just completely didn't go for the line of play that I just talked about. All right, so let's go and flash in Angel of Grace. Sorry about that. It's not exactly what we were anticipating to do. So we're going to get down Angel of Grace, and we'll at least be able to dodge another coil. Ooh, Kaya. Okay, so let's go for Kaya. And that'll still keep us open for Settle the Wreckage. And this will allow us to, they've got a ton of options in the graveyard. Now they might, okay, no counterspell from our opponent. So let's go for the +1. We're going to exile up to 2 cards. And I guess at this point, I don't think there's any sort of return, but we're going to definitely grab that Beacon Bolt. And we'll go and grab a Chart of Course. There we go. So we get rid of that Beacon Bolt. We don't have to worry about any sort of extra damage from our opponent. That is a sorcery speed, so there's nothing they can really do about it. And well, I think at this point, yeah, I think I like being aggressive on this one. Let's go and swing in with Angel of Grace. Yeah, we swing it for 5. That's going to knock him down to 10. And then that's going to put us on Settle the Wreckage for Cackling Drake. And then if things get a little bit nutty, we can always go for Kaya's Wrath. Yeah, I like that. I'm glad we didn't end up going for... Settle the Wreckage that 1 turn and flash an Angel of Grace, because that put them down to 10. And this is where I'm like, yeah, that's what I meant to do, but not really. But you can see where you know, sometimes in Magic you get ahead of yourself and it ends up working out to your advantage. All right, so we got Cackling Drake swinging in at us for an 8. And yeah, I think that's okay, because they almost have to get down another threat next turn. But are we worried about some sort of X spell, some sort of damage spell? Like Explosion or something. Even then, if that's explode, yeah, we can take an 8. That'll put us in. Yeah, that's fine. Worst case scenario, we can always, you know, something happens to Angel of Grace off of Kaya's Wrath. That'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. And once we get 2 more lands, we can at least kind of exile that out of the graveyard and still end up with kind of preserving our life total. But yeah, we're fine with this Drake coming across. And that way, it kind of might signal that they're going to get down another creature, maybe another Drake or another... yeah, Cackling Drake. Yeah, that's fine. That'll make this Kaya's Wrath really nice. So, and then it also allows us to swing with Angel of Grace, too. More than likely, they're going to block. But, and really, if we're feeling frisky, we can set up another Settle the Wreckage and kind of catch both of those. I think that sounds pretty cool. Okay, so let's go and push in with Angel. Well, actually, if we're going to get a clock going and we're going to go Settle the Wreckage... Yeah, I like doing that. So let's do this. Let's go for Kaya. And at this point, I don't think we're just trying to grab as much value stuff as possible. Just grab Lava Coil, and we'll grab Enigma Drake. And so at this point, they've got 4 cards in exile, and that's going to be -5. I think at this point, yeah, we just maybe we go for Tithe Taker, because there's nothing else we can really honestly do. Might as well just go ahead and get it down. Yeah, so we'll get down Tithe Taker, and then hopefully our opponent's going to play into a Settle the Wreckage. You know, if they've got an answer, they've got an answer. I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, if they've got counter magic to stop Settle the Wreckage, we are just dead on board. 100%. Yeah, I feel like that's a little too risky. Let's at least just go and push in with Angel of Grace. Yeah, let's do that. I feel like, yeah, that's getting too cute on this one. That's way too cute. So let's go and swing it with Angel of Grace. We'll probably see the Cackling Drake. Actually, no, let's go put them down to 5. Okay. And then let's go for Kaya's Wrath, because definitely the coast is clear to clean all this up. That'll give us an extra afterlife with Tithe Taker. And then at the same time, still keep us open for anything out of the graveyard with Angel of Grace. So yeah, it's pretty good. Now, yeah, that's going to be 4 cards in exile. So if we can get 1 more card in exile, we can use that -5 to close the game out. And actually, now that I think about it, if we swing it for 1, knock them down to 4, then we can go for that -5, and that'll be enough. So they're going to have some sort of answer for our Spirit Token. Oh, let's see. Let's see if we can get in for 1. That'll be nice. Now, there's a ton of Drakes in here. Ooh. Ruh-roh. Niv Mizzet. Okay. So they swing in for 5. We have, yeah, let's go and go for Revitalize. That's going to allow us to draw a card and gain some life. Oh, and I forgot about the Niv Mizzet option. Oh, Rakai's Wrath. That definitely takes care of it. Okay, so I'll take that. Let's go for the +1 ability. Yeah, because they're at 5. We need to exile a few more. Let's grab Shock, and then we'll go and grab the Slippery Salamander. And then we'll go for Kaya's Wrath. Yeah, that'll be good. Kaya's Wrath, destroy all creatures. That's going to get rid of Niv Mizzet. That will allow them to draw another card. They can deal 1 more damage. That will put Kaya down to, well, actually, if they wanted to, they could put Kaya down to 5. But with 6 cards in exile, that's definitely going to clear the way for us to go for -5. So we'll see what else they can do. They have to deal some sort of direct damage to Kaya. And if they don't, then that should be game. Uh-oh. I hate it whenever they start targeting a Planeswalker. You can see them like mouse over a Planeswalker. Let's see if they have any direct damage. Ah, okay, so they're gonna keep they're gonna keep Kaya in check. But this is kind of fun though. Let's go for Revitalize. Gain 3 life, draw a card. We were so close to getting that ultimate. Let's go for the +1. They're gonna basically just keep these checks, these shocks in check. That's going to put us at 19. Let's get the land down for the turn. And then we're going to go for a Settle the Wreckage. And hopefully we can get Kaya to stick around. Yeah, I completely forgot about being able to target Kaya with Shock. So, but this is one of those decks to where if we can get the ultimate, that's what we want really bad. All right, so they're trying to keep Kaya in check. They've got the respect for Kaya. She's she's drawing some heat. I love it. And then we'll see what else they got in their hand. But this is... hopefully it doesn't end up coming back to bite us. Now, do we want to go for Settle the Wreckage? I think so. Yeah, I think we're okay with just sitting back, you know. Yeah, I think we're okay with this. It's going to be 11. I mean, we can take some damage on this one. That'll put us down to 8. And then hopefully they get down another creature. Chart, of course. They get down a few more creatures. That'll end up being a nice Settle the Wreckage for us. And then we'll still keep plugging away at Kaya. All right, so we draw into Plains. We'll get down Plains. Let's go for Kaya. Exile a couple cards out of the graveyard. Let's get rid of the double Cackling Drakes. Actually, no, we need to start working our way at some of these instances. Gonna start working at that. All right, there we go. Get rid of those 2 instances. Gonna make the Cackling Drake a 12/4. And then... yeah, we'll go for Settle the Wreckage. Now, if they've got Counterspell, they've got it. They're going to get it on this one. But you can see how close we got using that -5. There was one game, and unfortunately, when I was testing this deck out, that we just basically played against a control deck, and they just didn't have any way to deal direct damage to Kaya, and I've got Kaya all the way up to 10, and went for double Kaya activations. All right, they're going for that. Settle the wreckage. Let's go and exile that Cackling Drake. We'll probably see some counter magic. I mean, they've got a ton of cards in the hand. Well, never mind. We're going to get it. So that's going to keep us open for Kaya for next turn. I'm not entirely sure what they've got going on in their hand. But at least that does allow us, and let's go ahead and exile Angel of Grace. That way we can put our life total back up to 10. Just be the most efficient with our mana. Oh, they're going to get down Niv Mizzet. Okay. Oh, ugly Niv Mizzet. So we go for Kaya. We can Surveil for 2 and draw a card. Yeah, we got to go for Discovery. We got a Surveil for 2. That's going to be 1 damage for Niv Mizzet to keep us in check. Oh, double lands. Let's keep our fingers crossed for a piece of removal. Mortify. Okay, so let's go Mortify on Niv Mizzet. That's going to be another card draw from them, unfortunately. Trying to deal with Niv Mizzet is just an absolute pain in the butt sometimes. We're still plugging away at Kaya, though. Oh no, they've got Dive Down. This is not good. Okay, so that's going to give it hexproof. We're still going to go for Kaya. Start exiling some of these Chart of Course, and we'll exile the Discovery. There we go. Exile both of those. I'm going to put it back up to 3, but man, I don't think there's anything we can do about this one. Yeah, we're going to go and pat. Good game, man. Well, it's not necessarily a good game. They could swing in with Niv Mizzet, knock us down to 5, but I'm saying good game from the standpoint of once Niv Mizzet sticks on the battlefield and they draw a card and they deal damage, it is basically, if you're keeping score, you can check the box. This is not looking good. In fact, it's looking bad. That's pretty much what Niv Mizzet likes to do. It's going to get him for 5, and now if they just have any sort of opt, any sort of Chart of Course, any sort of just drawing a card, and that's going to be more than enough. But we got so close using that Kaya's activated ability. But that's how Magic goes sometimes. Let's see what they roll out for the turn. I'll see for, oh, no, Godless Shrine. We'll go for the +1. We'll just go ahead and just kind of get some of our stuff out of the way. Get rid of Discovery, get rid of Shock. And then we'll get Godless Shrine into play tap. That way we can kind of start working towards some of our daily. We'll pay 2 live because there's not much else we can do. And then that'll allow them to draw a card. But yeah, good game to our opponent because they're going to be able to get us on the back end. I mean, if they swing in at Kaya, so be it. But good game to our opponent. We'll go and toss the good game up because they're going to, that's a well-fought game. You know, this is why I like Arena. You know, we get to have some really fun back-and-forth matchups from our opponent. They're going to have the 1 damage from Niv Mizzet, and then they can straight up just do anything. Draw a card to close it out. Niv Mizzet's got that smug look on his face. Yeah, look at that. Just give it some hexproof. Good game to our opponent. That's exactly what we want to see in a game of Magic. A lot of back and forth. We threatened that Kaya activation almost to lethal, and our opponent stabilized and got down Niv Mizzet a couple times. We got lucky with some board wipes, some spot removal. That is everything you want to see. But I will see you in the next game. Bye.